call to order the regular meeting of the Ascension Parish Council Thursday, October 6th. Our invocation night will be led by our State Fire Marshal, Chief Butch Browning.
We'll bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us here tonight. You know, as we honor you and as we serve you, we thank you for us being a room of servants. As we strive hard every day to serve your people, to be stewards of goodwill and stewards of the good men of this country. Lord, we ask that you especially place your protective hand over the people who are protecting our country as we are able to exercise our freedom right now and exercise our right to be a government of the people. We ask that you also put a special hand on Mr. Arnold Sheets as he needs you right now, Lord. We ask that you give these men and women tonight the wisdom to carry on the good works of this great parish and the good works of you. For all these things we ask in your name. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Chief Stewart, would you lead the pledge, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Roll call, Ms. Cinnamon. All present. I don't have any chair additions. Public comment period. Anyone would speak on any agenda item, sign in with Ms. Cinnamon. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. The Parish Council will now sit as a board of review as stated in a public notice published in the official journal, the Gonzales Weekly Citizen, on September 15, 2011 and September 22, 2011, to hear complaints of any and all persons who have filed a written appeal to the board of review in such a manner as provided by LARS 47-1922. May I have a motion to recess our regular order of business and to reconvene as a board of review?
Motion, Mr. Chair.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluart, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. I would now like to recognize Assessor Renee Michelle, please.
How y'all doing tonight? Good to see all of y'all. As required by law, I have had our listings, my assessment listings, exposed for public inspection for 15 days. It was from August the 31st through September the 15th of this year, and we've made corrections where necessary, and I'm here tonight to present it to you for certification as my board of review.
Parish Council Secretary, have any appeal forms been received in regards to the property assessments for 2011?
There was one received, but it was withdrawn as of yesterday.
Okay. The council will now vote to adopt the 2011 assessments for Ascension Parish.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman George Valentine. All in favor? Motion passes.
Thank you very
ma'am.
much.
Councilman, I'll need a motion to reconvene our council. Moved by Councilman Benny Johnson, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. We move into our presentations. We have a proclamation, National Disability Awareness Month. Ms. Cheryl Rice, COEA, ARC of East Ascension.
Mr. Chairman, I have two proclamations. I'll go ahead and read those, and then
All right,
after Mr. Chief Browning can have the last proclamation.
That'll be fine.
Okay. Proclamation, National Disability Employment Awareness Month in Ascension Parish. Whereas, in an effort to educate the American public about the issues related to disabilities and employment, Congress enacted a law in 1945 declaring the first week in October each year as National Employ the Physically Handicapped Week. And whereas in 1962 the word physically was removed to acknowledge the employment needs and contributions of individuals with all types of disabilities. And whereas in 1988 Congress expanded the week to a month and changed the name to National Disability Employment Awareness Month. And whereas the Office of Disability Employment Policy has led in planning NDEAM activities and materials to increase the public's awareness of the contributions and skills of the American workers with disabilities. And whereas various programs carried out throughout the month also highlight the specific employment barriers that still need to be addressed and removed. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed, I, Tommy Martin, as President of the Parish of Ascension, State of Louisiana, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, to hear and to proclaim October 2011 as National Disability Employment Awareness Month in Ascension Parish. So yeah, I'm gonna ask Cheryl to come up and say a few words, please.
Thank y'all very much. October is National Disability Employment Month. We came before y'all in March because March is actually Disability Awareness Month. So we're taking that step further and acknowledge the troubles that you have with employment in the community with people with disabilities. A few statistics I'll tell y'all. People with disabilities is actually the largest demographic in the community that are unemployed. There's about 70 to 80% of people with disabilities who would like to work who are not working now. Supported employment is a service that the Arc of East Ascension actually offers, which helps people in the community with disabilities find employment. We provide on-the-go job training for them, supervision long-term in order for them to actually find and maintain employment. I'd like to actually end with a quote by Ms. Martina Navratilova, which she states, "Disability is a matter of perception. If you can do one thing well, you're needed by someone." So we appreciate this honor, and thank y'all for everything y'all do.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Rice. Next, we have certificates of appreciation, Louisiana USAR Task Force, Prairieville Fire Chief Mark Stewart, presented by Louisiana State Fire Marshal Butch Browning. Butch?
Well, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, honorable council members, it's indeed an honor to be here, and I wish I could spend an hour and talk to you because I have an hour's worth of information to give you some wonderful news about what specifically the Prairieville Fire Department has done. But unfortunately, I think you would probably call me out of order if I talk for an hour, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll keep it brief. You know, I have to tell you, I'm very proud of the support that you all give to the fire departments in this parish. And, as I travel across the state, I see A pluses and sometimes I see some C minuses. And certainly the support that you give to all the fire departments in this parish has shown, and they do a wonderful job. They save the taxpayers a tremendous amount of money, specifically because many of those people volunteer. And I think that's important. But what I'm here to do is to highlight the Prairieville Fire Department, and let me just give you a little history of why I'm here today. You see, when Governor Jindal came on board, he recognized that Louisiana did not have an urban search and rescue, USAR as we call it, component in the state of Louisiana. Well, we all know Katrina. We all know what we went through during Katrina, and I can tell you, as the fire chief in Gonzales, I saw the deficiencies of what state coordination was or was not there for the fire service, and specifically USAR. We had to call these teams in from states over to provide this. So we in Louisiana, we in Ascension Parish have been the recipients of a lot of good work and a lot of good help from people. Well, we had our challenges out for us, and 4 years ago, the governor tried to carouse all the good people who were trying to make this state thing happen, and he directed the fire marshal to be the conduit, to be the administrator to put this together, and that we did. I'm proud to tell you that we formed USAR teams across the state under a unified umbrella of the state in concert with the state's emergency operations plan. With all that said, the teams are trained, the teams are ready. The teams have a long way to go, but they're very motivated. They're staffed with professionals from fire departments all across the state. Well, as I told you, we were the recipient of a lot of help when Hurricane Katrina came in, and of course the past hurricanes. With that said, when the devastating tornadoes went through Tuscaloosa, Alabama, we in Louisiana had a responsibility. And that responsibility was to help our neighbors, because we have been the neighbors who've been helped. Well, lo and behold, the governor of Alabama contacted Governor Jindal and said, I need USAR, I need help. Within about 14 hours, we pulled the trigger on a statewide USAR team and stood up the USAR team. And we deployed 135 Louisiana firefighters to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and they worked for over a week, did phenomenal work of making rescues and making searches, and also sharpened their skills. So if we ever need them in Louisiana, they can do that. Well, I'm proud to tell you we deployed 14 fire departments in the state of Louisiana. And one of those 14 fire departments was the Prairieville Fire Department. That's something you should be proud of, that a department from Ascension Parish responded and deployed. So today, I'm here to inform you of their great works, and I'm here to honor the 3 people who, in fact, did deploy, and I want to present them with certificates. I want to first, congratulate Chief Mark Stewart. As you all know, Mark's been a leader in USAR, and even in my tenure in Ascension Parish, we worked together and I guess dreamed about what USAR should be. It's still not where we want it to be, but we're at least dreaming about other things now. So I appreciate Mark's leadership. Mark has done a phenomenal job in Prairieville. I mean, he went into a department with a new vision, and I think that vision is certainly paid off and has helped the citizens in the northern part of the parish, both in insurance premiums and also in the level of public safety they have. So Mark, I want to congratulate you for your leadership, but I also want to present you with a certificate for your response to Tuscaloosa as part of the Louisiana Urban Search and Rescue. I guess it just, yeah, here we go. I also want to recognize 2 members of Mark's department who also responded to Tuscaloosa and worked as part of Task Force 1 Louisiana. Quentin Capo. And finally, Garrett Wilson. And again, it's a testament to the support that you give. And, I'm going to tell you a real quick story. I'm not going to talk an hour, but I got to tell you this story. Just this morning, it just seems my phone rings on a daily basis because someone's died in a fire. And just this morning, my phone rang at 2:30 this morning. We had a tragic fire in Denham Springs. And when I got on scene, I learned that there was actually 3 people injured in the fire as well, one being a police officer. Well, I stopped at the hospital on the way to the fire scene to try and talk to the victims and talk to the police officer. Well, this police officer saved a life this morning. This police officer pulled an unconscious body out of a home, and the woman is going to live today. And she's going to live the same quality of life she had before the fire because this police officer got there in that split second and saved her life. The funny thing was, I talked to this guy, and he's telling me the story, kind of in tears at the hospital, and says, I just thought about something. I could have died going in there and saving her. And I said, what a testament to a public safety official to not think about death till 2 hours later. Again, putting your life in front of someone else's life. What more can we give? So thank you for the opportunity to give this presentation, and thank you for allowing these professionals to be part of our Louisiana Urban Search and Rescue Task Force.
Thank you. We appreciate y'all. Thank you. President Martinez, would you like to add? I didn't know who was giving out certificates, so I knew Chief had certificate. You have anything?
No, I just want to congratulate all these guys for the job well done. I have another certificate.
Okay, sir. All right. Thank you all.
Ms. Kimberly Brown here. Proclamation to proclaim October 2011 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Ascension Parish. Whereas domestic violence has reached epidemic proportions in this country, and 1/4 of American women report being physically or sexually abused by a husband or boyfriend at some point in their lives, and whereas domestic violence affects every community in Louisiana, including more than 3,700 women and their children who use the services of the Capital Area Family Violence Intervention Center, known as the Battered Women's Program. And whereas the Capital Area Family Violence Intervention Center has sheltered women and their children from 37 parishes in more than 6 states and stands ready to assist the Capital Area and Ascension Parish to be safe from family violence. And whereas in recognition of the important work done by domestic violence programs, residents are urged to actively participate and take back the night candlelight vigils and other scheduled programs to work toward improving victim safety and holding perpetrators of domestic abuse accountable for their actions against individual victims and our society as a whole. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed, I, Tommy Martinez, President of the Parish of Ascension, State of Louisiana, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereunto proclaim October 2011 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month in Ascension Parish. Ms. Kimberly?
Thank you, President Martinez, and to the council members. On behalf of our Executive Director, Martha Forbes, in her absence, we just want to say thank you for all of the work that you have done, the support, and the council members here throughout the years. Like President Martinez said, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we have our annual Take Back the Night that is coming up on October the 24th, Monday, October the 24th at Jambalaya Park. I have a flyer on each one of you all station. Yes. If you would please take a look at it, and if you can, please come out and support. We are seeing approximately 25 women a week, roughly 125 women a month at court. So there's still a lot of work to be done. It is now spreading to our schools. We are doing teen dating violence. Last year we went into every school in Ascension Parish. Now that we have 2 or 3 new schools, we will be going there to educate staff and children. On next Thursday, we will be going to one of the high schools to do a class with 2 classes on teen dating violence. So there is still a lot of work to be done. We are very appreciative for everything that you all have done and the support that you've given us throughout the years. And for that, we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
And I will leave some of these for other persons who want some.
Thank you, ma'am.
Best and good luck.
President Martinez, Parish President report. Have nothing? All right, sir. Moving to item number 8, consent agenda. I'll need a motion, please. Motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson, second by Councilman Chris Lohr. In discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. General business resolution number 9, 11-247, requesting the Gulf Ecosystem Restoration Task Force, including their strategic restoration strategy, to be submitted to the President of the United States. Specific recommendations on changes to current federal processes.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any discussion? Any objection? Resolution passes. Item 10, Halloween date and hours for Ascension Parish. Halloween will be on October 31st from 6 to 8. It will follow the same rules as the town of Gonzales. That's Monday, October 31st, from 6 o'clock at night to 8 o'clock at night. I'll need a motion. Motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson, second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any opposition? Motion carries. Number 11, Ms. Martha Collins, resolution, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the council. I'm here tonight to ask for a resolution for you to approve to accept the award funds from the Governor's Office of Homeland Security for the FY 2011, I don't know why I'm doing, Emergency Management Performance Grant Program, and to authorize Tommy Martinez as Parish President to execute all documents pertaining to this, and Ms. Gwen LeBlanc for all financial.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluart, second by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Any discussion? Councilman Lohr.
Martha, can you say how much the award is?
All right, on this particular one, we only got half, which was about $33,000, and we expect another $33,000, so it's about $60-something thousand.
Any more discussion? Any opposition? Resolution carries.
Thank you.
12, Selection Committee recommendations. Ms. Joan Shivers, Purchasing Manager, please.
Good evening. On August 18, 2011, the Purchasing Department received 7 proposals for the design of a public pavilion located at the South Louisiana State Fairgrounds Park. The proposals were received from Fusion Architect, CD Architect, Hartman Engineering, Musho Architect, Nolan and Wong, PEEC Incorporated, and WDG LLC. After review, the Engineering Professional Selection Committee recommend accepting the proposals submitted by the 3 highest scores, Nolan and Wong, Hartman Engineering, and WDG, and to authorize the parish president to enter into an agreement for this service.
A motion by Councilman Randy Cluett. Second by Councilman Oliver Joseph. Any discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
To go in negotiation with the 3, or should we pick one of the 3?
The recommendation was all 3.
All 3?
We go with the highest.
The
If I'm not
highest,
mistaken, the highest scored point on,
Right.
number 1. So
Nolan and Wong.
Miss,
Mr. Chairman, excuse me. On this one, this is a FEMA project. It is not the same as the Community Development Block Grant. The selection committee sent you 3, the top 3 from the proposal. It is your choice of which of the 3 you would like to go with. They are all qualified, and therefore it's the decision of the council. They did not make a selection.
okay.
They're bringing it to you, sir.
excuse me, point of order.
Yes, sir.
So, Martha, you was telling us we need to make a move on one of these 3 right now?
Yes, sir. I mean, Ms. Jones is here bringing it to you for the selection for us to pick one of the firms, and then we will go in negotiation
I'd
with
like to
one of
make
the
a-
firms after you
Well, we have a
select.
motion on the
We have a
floor.
motion on the floor.
I'll retract my motion.
I'd like to make a motion since he retracted.
Councilman Thompson.
Hartman, I second that.
What's that?
Adrian needs a motion.
Okay, it's second by Councilman Todd Lambert.
What's the motion to?
Motion to go with Hartman. I think they did a lot of the engineering and pre-stuff on this project.
I have a motion by Councilman Thompson, second by Councilman Todd Lambert for Hartman Engineering. In discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. B, item B, please.
On August 23, 2011, the Purchasing Department received 3 proposals to replace the ball field lighting structures located at the South Louisiana State Fairground Park. The proposals were received from Daniel T. Calgon, Lucian Vivian, and WDG LLC. After review, the Engineering Professional Selection Committee recommends accepting the proposals submitted by the 3 highest score, Lucian T. Vivian and Associates, Daniel T. Calgon, and WDG LLC, and the highest score was from Lucian T. Vivian.
I'll need a motion for one of these firms, please.
So moved on Lucian Vision.
I have a motion for Lucian T. Vivian by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. In discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 13, authorization to allow President Tommy Martinez and legal counsel to settle a workman's compensation claim by Kyle Krantz. Legal counsel, Ms. Tony Falkman, please.
In your packet was included a letter that explained the injuries, exactly how they happened, and what we are asking for settlement. All we're asking for is to allow the parish president and legal to settle this workman's comp claim. I'll answer any questions if you have any.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Second by Councilman Chris Lohr. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Item 14, Mr. Ricky Compton, please. Planning and zoning.
Zoning Review ID 2181.11 for Gonzales Memorial VFW Post 3693, located on the north side of Church Point Road, approximately 800 feet west of Denham Road, to request to amend the Ascension Parish zoning map from rural to mixed use. For review only, the Zoning Commission recommended denial of this rezone.
Review only.
I'm sorry. Which number, Will?
14.
14.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Mr. Compton. Introduction of ordinances. 15, introduction of ordinance to amend the Ascension Parish subdivision regulations, section 17-4092. Appeal procedures, Planning Commission recommends approval of this ordinance. It's an introduction, Councilman.
Motion introduced.
Motion introduced by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Randy Cluart.
Mr. Chairman,
Any discussion?
I'd like to make a substitute motion. We send this to strategic planning.
I'll second that.
I have a substitute motion by Councilman Dennis Cullen to send this introduction to strategic planning, second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Any discussion?
No discussion.
Any objection?
I
I
object.
have one objection, two objections. Roll call, please, Ms. Sullivan.
Councilman Kluak.
Object.
Already came through.
Councilman Cullen.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Joseph.
Yes.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
No.
Councilman Lohr.
Yes.
Councilman Shakespeare.
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
No.
Councilman Valentine.
No.
Okay, introduction has failed. It will be moved to strategic planning. Six. What was the vote?
6-4.
64
Yeah.
is automatically introduced because you have to have at least 8 votes to introduce it. Not to introduce it.
All right. Ordinance is introduced.
Well, you can check that, Chairman.
Okay.
Or you can have Tony, you can check that, but you have to have a total of to introduce. Not to be introduced, it would have to be positive 8, and you only had 6. And you can check that. Well, we'll wait
All right.
until the next meeting, and it's really just a technical matter.
I don't think it has to do with financing. Can we do that pending legal?
We can. And is that true, Ms. Tony? You have to have 8 to introduce, and we didn't introduce.
That is right. You have to have 8 to introduce.
We didn't introduce, so, okay. Move it to strategic planning, please. Item 16, introduction of ordinance, purchase of the Donaldsonville Fairgrounds. Need a motion to introduce?
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluart.
Yes.
Second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Any objections? Ordinance is introduced. 17, I'll need a motion to go into executive session. Amtech of Louisiana versus Parish of Ascension. I'll need a motion. Councilman Benny Johnson. Second by Councilman Randy Cluart. I'll need a roll call. Ms. Sumlin, please.
Councilman Kluak.
Yes.
Councilman Cullen.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Joseph.
Yes.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Lohr.
Yes.
Councilman Shakespeare.
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Councilman Valentine. Councilman Valentine.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, we'll move to reconvene.
Okay, so Councilman
And again,
Shakespeare,
we
please.
move to reconvene.
Second.
A motion by Councilman Kent Shakespeare to reconvene, second by Councilman Randy Cluart.
I make a motion to legal to settle.
You have a motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson, second by Councilman Todd Lambert, to settle litigation. Any discussion, any objection? Motion carries. Councilman, I have a few announcements. Certainly, I'd like to thank Cinnamon and Meyer for putting us together tonight, putting this on for us. Lester Kenyon, John Conley, Clint Falcon, Beth, Sherry Kinchin, Beth James, for y'all's work with the veterans. I appreciate that very much. Deputy Dembry, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I'd like to remind everybody, early voting starts this weekend, October the 8th, and runs through next week, October 15th. Please get out and vote. I'll start telling everyone, reminding you, our Veterans Parade is November 13th this year at 2:00 p.m., starting at East Ascension High School and following the same route as the Christmas Parade. It's on Sunday this year. Birthdays, I have Miss Lindsay Manda, September 22nd, Kenny Matassa, 9/12, Todd Lambert, and Benny Johnson, 10/1 and 10/2. Happy birthday, guys.
Thank you.
And as always, I will always close thanking our parish employees, our department heads, our parish president, everybody for the jobs they do. It's because of them we are the best parish in the state of Louisiana. I thank y'all.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman Todd Lambert. Motion to adjourn by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Benny Johnson.